So this week definitely had some variety. It's time for my weekly rotation. Got a little bit of some niche mixed in with some beloved cheapies, some newcomers to the collection. One that I believe might get my vote for cheapie of the year. It's a whole bunch of really good stuff. It's week number 44. Stay tuned. So starting off on Sunday, this is one that when I initially got, I wasn't a big fan of it. I found it a little feminine. I get every time I wear this now, somebody comments that it was in the 10 fragrances I regret buying video, which I'll put that right there if you want to check that out. My taste changed. This video is well over a year old, and I have a love for florals and more feminine fragrances that feature jasmine and stuff like that. And this actually, compared to a lot of the stuff I wear now, this is far from feminine, just to say the least. And this is from Al Rehab. This is a beloved cheapie for a lot of people. Al Rehab Silver. I did wear this recently, and some of you right now are saying, ooh, he's talking about me. Yes, several people have mentioned it. Man, I saw a video recently where you wore this, and they're commenting on the old video of fragrances I regret buying. Thought you liked this. Now you're saying you don't like it? No, look at the time. Video's much older. A lot can change. Tastes change. Is it one of my favorite fragrances? No, absolutely not. It's one that I hadn't worn in a while. I felt it was time. And for the $8 you're going to spend on it, yeah, it's a good fragrance. It has a decent longevity, decent projection. Very synthetic, don't get me wrong. It doesn't smell like an $8 fragrance, but it's an $8 fragrance. For 1.35 ounces, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's a 35 ml. So it's like 1 point something. It's weird. It's not 1.35. 1.35 is 40 ml. So, but decent. If you got the $8 to spend, you can get them on eBay all the time. I haven't tried anything else from Al Rehab. They have the roll-ons. They have the oils. They got all kinds of stuff that you can get. But this is the one that got all the hype years ago for smelling like Silver Mountain Water from Creed. And I have smelled Silver Mountain Water from Creed, and it is very similar, but it doesn't have the quality of a Silver Mountain Water from Creed. But on Sunday, that was what I wore on my day off, and that was Al Rehab Silver. And then when I got out the shower that night, my favorite, Nautica Classic. I couldn't begin to say how many times I've talked about this on a weekly rotation video, because I wear it most weeks. It's rare. It does happen where I'll skip a week wearing it, but most of the time I'm going to wear it once a week, and Sunday was that day. Moving into Monday. Now, this is a new acquisition to the collection. I did feature this in a video recently. I think this is a gorgeous, gorgeous niche fragrance that can kind of remind you of Mancera Red Tobacco in the opening, but it's a much, much cleaner smell, and that's only because of the rum and the way the rum and the tobacco are blended up top. But the fruits and everything that are in it kind of give it its own thing in the heart and dry down. It's much cleaner. It does not have the oud and the incense of Mancera. So it's, like I said, much, much cleaner smell. It's from Argos, Triumph of Bacchus. This is a powerhouse. This is very, very classy. Like I said, it's going to remind you of Mancera. This smells better, and I love Mancera Red Tobacco. That one's a bit more pungent and darker and a little more skanky because it's got the oud and the incense. This is, if there's such a thing as the work-friendly version, oh man, then this would be it. This is a much, much classier scent profile for that. Boozy tobacco, but a clean and elegant boozy tobacco. The fruits in this one, the apple, the peach, stuff like that, it really works well with the rum and the tobacco. God, it just smells so good. It really does. And it's loud. Not too loud, but it's pretty loud for the most part. You don't have to go heavy. And it goes 12 plus hours. It was 13 or 14 hours it had been on my skin when I took a shower, when I wore it earlier in the week, and it was still going off of my chest. This stuff is crazy, crazy powerful. Be on the lookout later this week. I will be pulling out probably the Pour Homme. And in that video, I will be doing a giveaway on a sample pack. I have a sample pack that I want to give to you guys. So be on the lookout for my next Argos video. going to be something in there for you guys to win as well, and you can get your hands on a sample and try Triumph Bacchus so you can understand fully what I'm saying about how classy and elegant this fragrance actually is. And then when I got out the shower that night, I went from something very expensive and niche, clean, just gorgeous, high quality, to something super, super cheap and synthetic. American Eagle Surf. Been reaching for it lately out of the shower. It's fresh, it's aquatic, it's a little woody. It performs terribly. It was $8 for a 50 ml. Right up my alley for what I like to spray before bed. Just something fresh and clean. Perfect out the shower. Monday night was American Eagle Surf. Moving into Tuesday, one of the most popular fragrances, designer fragrances on the market. Because of its versatility, because of its name, yes, that does factor in with the average person. They hear Versace, they're going to think it's really good. And you know what? In this case, it actually is. It's Versace Dylan Blue. Blue fragrances. You know I love my blue fragrances, and I had more of this in a while. I talked about it recently in a video. Made me want to wear it, you know, and I absolutely enjoy wearing it every time I pull it out. I think it smells great. I tend to get a good bit of positive attention when I do wear it. I don't get a compliment every time, but the probability is heightened when you wear something, at least when I wear something like this. It's mass appealing. For the most part, the masses appeal to this scent. It's where that category comes from. And this is one of the makers of that category, at least in the 2010s and above, 2010s and 2020s. Just solid fragrance, can be had in the $40+ range. I believe Steve's got some in stock from Kingdom Fragrances, which is linked below if you want to check it out. He's always got stuff like this. He just got Moschino Toy Boy, 50 bucks for 100 milliliters. He got Mancera Instant Crush for 72 bucks for a 4-ounce bottle. Make sure you check him out. He just stocked them last night. But back to what I was wearing, I've talked about it many times on the channel because it is one of my, not one of my favorite fragrances, but one that I tend to reach for a lot more when I don't know what to wear and I just want to grab something. Versace Dylan Blue is absolutely really good for that. And then when I got out the shower that night, one that I haven't been spraying much lately, that I used to spray out the shower all the time. Gap. Yuzu and Chino. Yuzu and oranges. It's just fresh, super citrus. It smells great. This is crisp. This is refreshing. It smells great out the shower. I can't imagine wearing this for anything but spraying it fresh out the shower, or maybe coming out the gym, a good refresher scent, you know, if you didn't get a chance to, because now you can't shower at the gyms, at least over here. You can't even change in the locker rooms. If they got the lockers wired off, COVID-19's ruined the world. So you keep a fragrance with you and just spray on your way out till you can get home and get a shower, I guess. And this is very good for stuff like that. Perfect out the shower. And that was what I wore that night. Out the shower, Gap, Yuzu and Chino. Moving into Wednesday, I just did a full review on this one. And like I said, it might have my vote for Cheapie of the Year. I think this was a fantastic release that was immediately sent to discounters and rack stores that got real cheap, real fast, from Abercrombie and Fitch. First Instinct together. I'll actually put that video right there if you want to check it out. I'm digging this one. I'm going to be wearing it again this week. Actually, at the recording of this video on Sunday, the original First Instinct was my scent of the day. Oh man. Invictus Aqua mixed with the original with a little bit of YSLY. Just, you got to try it. It's cheap. God, I love the way this thing smells. Projects pretty heavy, doesn't last real long, about 5 hours, but it projects really heavy for the first 2 hours. 20 bucks will get you a 50 ml like this, and it's 25 or 30, I'm not sure. I haven't seen the 100 milliliter. I know people have found it. Somewhere it's $30 or less, and it's worth it. Like I said, if you like any of those style fragrances, the First Instinct line in general, Invictus Aqua or YSLY, this has a lot of elements from all those fragrances, and you're bound to like it. I love this one. Good stuff. Got a backup bottle coming in the mail, actually. And then whenever I got out the shower that night, one I haven't sprayed in a while, Nautical Voyage N83. One that nobody really talks about. Atomizers are absolutely terrible on these bottles. But it's that minty, fresh Voyage DNA with some mint, basically. That's how you can look at this one. This is a very, very good cheapie. Great for a casual day. Fantastic out the shower, obviously, because that's what I mainly use it for. When it comes to casual days with the Voyage line, I like Sport and the original. Out the shower, Heritage, This one, and now Midnight Voyage. I like spraying that one out the shower as well when I'm in the mood for kind of an ambery and Ambroxan kind of scent, you know. But out the shower that night, Nautica Voyage in 83. And speaking of Ambroxan, moving into Thursday, this is the most famous Ambroxan scent, Dior Sauvage, the Eau de Toilette. The easiest fragrance to go anosmic to. Smells great though, if you like Ambroxan, which I absolutely do. I like all three versions of this. With as it progresses, I like it more. I like the Eau de Parfum more than the Eau de Toilette, and I like the Parfum more than the Eau de Parfum. But I like all three. Hence the reason I was wearing it. You know, I recently came upon a 2-year-old gift set that actually it's right here. That has the aftershave splash and a travel atomizer. Actually, it's right here by my feet. You know, a buddy of mine forgot he had it, forgot he didn't like it, asked me if I wanted it. Of course, it's the only one I didn't have in the line. So now I have all three. One that I thoroughly enjoy, performs very, very well off of my skin. You'll go anosmic to it and forget it's there. Put your mask on, go do something, come back, take your mask off, and boom, it just punches you in the nose. Dior Sauvage is good for that. Compliment factor, very, very high. This is another one, mass appealing. The scent appeals to the masses. Not everybody's a fan, as with everything else, but when it comes to Dior Sauvage, I'm definitely a fan. And then whenever I got out the shower that night, another one I haven't worn in a long time, an Aventus type smell, just a bit more fruity because it's blackberry instead of black currant. English Laundry, London. This is the Eau de Toilette. I have the Eau de Parfum literally 2.5 feet away from my foot on the bottom shelf of this shelving unit right here in the box. But performance is terrible, 3-4 hour fragrance at best. Perfect out the shower when you're in the mood to smell something that smells like Aventus. It's literally what I use this for. When I want to wear it casually, which doesn't come up all the time, that's when I pull out the Eau de Parfum, because I do get about 5 hours with that one. Terrible performer, terrible, but smells fantastic. It punches above its weight for sure in the scent category, but performance is just awful, 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 awful. But for what you can get it for, $12 to $15, it's worth it because it smells so fantastic. Out the shower that night, English Laundry, London. Moving into Friday, I have not pulled this one out in a long time. Is it the best fragrance to wear to work? No. Was it the best day to wear it to work? No, because we clipped 90 degrees, and this is pretty gourmand. It's very sweet and nutty. And but I enjoyed the hell out of the smell. It made it wear heavy. It really did, because it was so hot outside. We went from being in the 70s to it clipping 90. Gotta love the South. Valentino, Uomo, the hazelnut, the chocolate, like I said, gourmand. Beautiful fragrance. I refreshed later because I was projecting like a sumbitch. I really was. This stuff wore off at about 5 hours. It was gone. Not completely gone. It was a skin scent. And I sprayed a few more, and it filled the room when I sprayed it. Had a coworker walk in from out my office 20 feet away. You just sprayed something, I can smell it. So projection's quite heavy in the initial spray. God, it smells so good though. As it cools down a little bit more, this will be a better fragrance for that situation. I went out on a limb wearing it to work because I normally like to wear this for evenings when I'm in the mood for something real nutty and chocolatey, you know. Basically a Dior Homme smell without the iris and more gourmand, sweeter, you know. Wasn't the best choice for work, but like I said, I still enjoyed it. It smelled very well. Just got a little cloying because it's a bit too sweet for that level of heat, but I still enjoyed wearing it. It had been a while, and that's the original, and I believe discontinued Valentino Uomo. And then whenever I got out the shower that night, it was time for a shave. I had let it go all week, so I actually couldn't even use my safety razor. I had to go with a cartridge because my hair was just too long, and I didn't feel like going with clippers. It was longer than it should be. So I actually was in a spice bomb mood. So aftershave splash, Beverly Hills Polo Club Blaze. This stuff does not last, but smells like spice bomb. Skin feels not bad, you know. Is it the greatest aftershave? No, but I mean, for the $6.99 you're going to pay for this big 100 milliliter bottle. Has a very, very good restrictor on it for those of you that are into traditional shaving. It's got a fantastic restrictor. You shake it, from upside down and get the amount you want. It's not going to over pour. So I give Beverly Hills, whoever makes Beverly Hills Polo Club, that they picked a good restrictor. But cheapie aftershave kind of stuff, but smells fantastic. If you want to extend the scent beyond, you can always get the eau de toilette and give yourself a couple of sprays and enjoy that even further. I do have the beard oil as well, which I did not use that beard oil because I trimmed my beard recently. It's not long enough to get wild, so I haven't been messing with the beard oils. But another 2 weeks or so, when it gets a little longer, I'll be busting out the beard oil. But be on the lookout when you're at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. These are worth the $7. They really are. Because we got to shave. You might as well get something that smells really good, like one of your favorite fragrances. And this smells like Spice Bomb. Then on Saturday, on game day, this is actually a brand new small indie house that it's original fragrances. They're not clones or anything like that. They have a cool looking logo, and they actually did this. I don't even know if it's some type of printing. It's not laser etching on stock bottles. This is a stock 50 ml bottle from Icon de Parfum, and you can see that printing of their eye logo right there. And in the background, move to where you can see it, I guess. It's hard to see with the reflection, but there you go. You see how it says glass quartz? That's actually printed on the back side to where you can see it. Nothing special with the caps, but they did go with this copper color. And this one in particular was my favorite of the two. I got this one in baseline, and they have another one called 623. This one is mandarin orange and tonka bean. Not a complex note breakdown. Very simplistic, but it smells fresh, smells great. It's citrusy, it's a little powdery and sweet. It's a great combination. I really, really enjoyed it, and it projects very well, and it lasts all day. Kudos to Icon de Parfum. This stuff is really, really good. If you haven't checked that video out, I'll put it right there for you. The owner of the company, actually, the guy that does his website, he told me they had such a good laugh when I described Baseline, talking about how it was kind of skanky. They changed it. He circled it and screenshot. I actually put it on screen. That they changed the note breakdown to say skanky leather because they were cracking up because I said that. So it's not really a thing. I was mixing up my words. I meant to say animalic, but it's funny nonetheless. Definitely go check that video out and check out Icon de Parfum if you haven't checked them out yet. They're doing some really cool stuff, and I'm honored that I was the first person that they elected to do a video on their fragrances. I know you're probably watching this. Thank you so much for that opportunity. I really do appreciate that. I'm glad you guys recognize that I like doing these smaller houses. You know, it's something cool to do. You know, some of these smaller houses deserve some spotlight, and I'm glad to definitely shed some spotlight on them. And especially brands like Icon de Parfum that add their own little twist, because for a stock bottle, that's cool that he did that. And then out the shower that night, I kept it going. I had some fresh orange during the day, some fresh lemonade at night with Jimmy Choo Man Ice. I'm starting to really put a dent in this thing, you know. And I don't spray it heavy. I spray 4 sprays because I'm sprayed at night most of the time. I'll spray it right now so I can smell it. Why just spray and sniff? It'll just radiate off my skin for a little while. This stuff's great. It's cheap. Everybody should own a bottle of Jimmy Choo Man Ice. You can get it from Kingdom Fragrances, link below. Under 30 bucks, 30 bucks or less for a 100 milliliter bottle. This is a 50. The atomizer alone is cool. But it smells like Dior Homme cologne on a budget. Performs like Dior Homme cologne too. Very subpar, but it smells amazing. Scent quality punches above its weight, just like English Laundry London. Out the shower that night, Jimmy Choo Man Ice. Well guys, that was the rotation, and until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. How many of you wore similar scents to me this week? How many of you saw some things in here that you'd love to try? Like I said, there's links in the description for all these different places if you want to try samples and things like that. Be on the lookout later in the week, probably closer towards the weekend, for my next Argos video. I'll be doing a full review and giving away a sample pack for one lucky winner to try. Actually, let me grab that right now. It's actually for all 5 fragrances from the house, so be on the lookout for that. I want somebody to try these out and enjoy them as much as I have been. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the fragrances discussed in this video and you give them a spray now, pretty confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.